spoiler warning, if you are anime only, there's going to be some manga stuff going on in here. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, I would like to talk about something that I probably should have talked about, say 3-ish, 4-ish months, whenever Luffy attained Gear 5. And it's about Blackbeard. And now I know that probably a lot of people have already theorized this. But I wanted to kind of give my own take about it. There's some stuff that I'm sure I'm going to regurgitate as far as what other people have said, but I think it's interesting nonetheless. So what about Blackbeard? Well, I want to talk specifically about his devil fruit and what exactly it is. Now, a lot of the conversation came after Luffy attained Gear 5, and we learned that he didn't actually have the Gum fruit, and it is in fact the human fruit model Nika. So he's not even a paramecia, which is why his devil fruit is so weird. He's actually a Zoan type. So that got a lot of people thinking, and me as well. I meant to make this video many months ago, but I didn't get around to it. But the point is that what if Blackbeard's devil fruit isn't a Logia type? Just like Luffy's fruit is odd and his abilities are odd, Blackbeard's fruit and his abilities are also very odd. He's a Logia type, but also can get physically hit and doesn't have that immunity to physical attacks without Haki. And up front, the reasoning behind his being able to be hit physically is that he's drawing in stuff. So I don't know, it just cancels out whatever invulnerability he would have. So he's drawing it in. He takes physical pain and it's like double down, but he can also suck stuff in, and that's the reason, more or less. But what if it's not because he has a weird Logia type, but what if he actually also has a Zoan type? What if he is also a human fruit model blank? And something that I've noticed, I've been reading through the One Piece wiki, and I want to bring this up about the Nika fruit. And that is that, so not only is it the god of fire, their sun, it's representative of freedom and all of that jazz, but apparently Nika, assuming that they are right in their reasoning here, it also has another name as Nike, which is a Greek goddess of victory, which makes sense. I mean, Luffy is very victorious in many of his fights, and freedom and victory and all that kind of stuff is kind of intrinsically tied to some degree, right? And that got me thinking of, well, if Luffy's fruit, if another word for Nika is Nike, and that's a Greek goddess, what if Blackbeard's fruit is the human fruit model Erebus, who is considered to be the personification of darkness and born out of chaos? And what does Blackbeard use? He uses darkness. He has the Yami fruit, and apparently is considered to be the most evil fruit. So if you ask me, that kind of actually matches up. And I'm not saying that it's going to be the human fruit model Erebus. It probably will have some other type of name, similar to how Nika is not exactly Nike. Hell, it might even draw from other mythologies rather than Greek. Just because Luffy's fruit has some sort of tie to Greek mythology doesn't mean that his will. Now, this doesn't solve all of his problems. Yes, he can get hit, and that's kind of like, oh, if he was a Zoan type, of course he'd get hit, right? But there's also the added stuff about him having a second devil fruit, and I don't know if a Zoan fruit would have that going on. I mean, you could say that, like, if Luffy's fruit and the Joy Boy aspects of all that, and Luffy's overall, the sun god Nika represents freedom and victory. Maybe Erebus represents obviously darkness, but also like subjugation. So maybe that draws in something, and it draws in. He draws in and he subjugates those around him. So maybe you could argue, well, if Luffy's abilities give him rubbery aspects and the ability to basically be a Looney Tunes cartoon, what if Blackbeard's abilities allow him to take in other things using the darkness, and he could basically subjugate another devil fruit. Granted, I don't think that it would be infinite, but I do think that that's a possibility. Other possibilities that still kind of stay in the zone type category is, what if he has a Cerberus fruit? I mean, he's got the Jolly Roger with 3 heads, 3 skulls, right? So maybe he's got some kind of 3 skull Cerberus power or whatever, and Cerberus is the guardian of hell. So maybe there's something going on there. And that would allow him to maybe he's got 3 heads, so maybe he can have 3 devil fruits. So he's got the Cerberus fruit, the Yami fruit, or the Yami fruit, and then the Rumble fruit. Maybe there's something there, and who knows? Maybe he can transform, and we just haven't been privy to that. Maybe the Yami fruit is the Cerberus fruit, and it's just renamed. So you got a godlike devil fruit, similar to Luffy's. You got a Cerberus fruit. There is another one in which it's like, I think it's a Kraken fruit, and it involves, I think Krakens are said to have multiple like hearts or multiple stomachs or something like that. So maybe that involves, maybe that kind of gives him the ability to have multiple fruits too. I think the main thing is that everybody kind of suspects that he is also going to be a Zoan type, probably human fruit, similar to Luffy, but like it could really be anything else. The one thing I'm sure of is that he is not a Logia type. I am positive Oda is going to come at us with another surprise, and whether the world government knows about his devil fruit too or not, I think it'll come as a shock, and he'll eventually reveal that he is not actually a Logia type. That being said, I really like my idea specifically about the Erebus and the I don't think it's a god, maybe a god, just the personification of darkness and one of the primordial deities. At least that's what Wikipedia is saying. And honestly, I think it would be really good if both Luffy and Blackbeard had 2 very similar devil fruits, because they're both very similar. They both want to be king of the pirates. They both want to be free in some capacity. Luffy wants freedom in general. Blackbeard kind of wants to like push everyone down and be free. He wants to rule, which is his version of freedom, I guess. Either way, the both of them are so very similar, so it would not be, in my mind, too crazy if he had a human fruit model Erebus or whatever. I mean, whatever you would call it. I'm sure that Oda would call it something else to kind of match how Luffy's is not Nikkei, it's Nika. But maybe it's the god of the moon or the god of something else in One Piece, and it's just, darkness. I'm gonna leave it there. Those are my ideas. Those are the things that I think there's something there. We just don't have all the pieces yet. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section about this. Do you think it's something else? Do you think it's just literally the Yami no Mi, and that's literally it? That just gives him all of these wacky abilities, and it's just is as it is? Or do you think there's something hidden beneath the surface layer there? Let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are. And if you enjoyed anything I had to say and you want to see more content related to One Piece, make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll get notifications. And honestly, liking really helps the video get out there. I will see you guys hopefully in another video very soon. See ya.